about pre-round. Obviously, you're last off again.
For some reason, I had up until that point, a knack for coming in second.
My name is Trey Wren. Here I am as a kid. Now, I'm a washed-up college golfer. I still spend my life searching for and playing good golf. On each adventure, we bring our cameras and a talented crew of good sticks. We're looking for golf culture, competition, and architecture. In this episode, we're driving north to spend a week in the South. We're playing a golf tournament and researching the Charleston Muni. This is Strike Mission. Welcome back to the Country Club of Charleston. Built around a Seth Rayner low country masterpiece, the architecture is the star of this place.
Yeah, I love Seth Rayner. A lot of great golf courses back in New York that he's built, and it's a lot of elevation change with like the plateau greens and some of the shapes. I mean, the 14th hole, that green there, there are certain spots where you don't even think about going at it. The mounds on 15 that separate the first part of the fairway from the second part of the fairway, they're really cool because they add a visual element to the hole. It kind of frames your second shot. It makes you make a decision, especially if you're in one of those bunkers, either left or right of the fairway.
This is one of the coolest features I've ever seen.
This course and event has attracted a field of great amateurs for decades. Now, this field is mostly made up of college players and a few mid-ams. That's where we come in. Christian is 27 and runs a business full-time. To be in the position to win is always a pleasant surprise for a working mid-am.
There's kind of a running joke amongst our friends that Christian's the second place king. I've filmed a lot of these events, and I've seen just about everything. But there was a different feeling about this week. You know, I've seen firsthand the commitment it takes to build Tremont. Over the past 5 years, we've gone from a dorm room idea to a full-scale production company. Christian's the one leading the charge, organizing teams, designing product, and shaping the brand's vision. Without a full commitment from him or anyone else on the team, we don't experience the growth that we have. So to see all the behind the scenes and to see him compete against people who do this full time, it's pretty special. That's why this week, with the family there and just how things were unfolding, I had a good feeling that this might finally be the one.
In round 3, after a shaky start, Christian shot 68. To take a 2-shot lead in a spot in the final group. Good morning from the final round. Light winds, nothing but sun in the forecast. A great day to go win a golf tournament.
For some reason, I had up until that point, a knack for coming in second. And I was feeling the pressure because I was in first by a couple shots, and you can't help but to think, all right, like, you're the leader, don't blow it, basically.
Invitational. This is the 10:20 a.m. starting time from Sedona, New York, Christian Cavaliere.
In those first 2 swings, I was like, all right, my swing's in a great spot today. For some reason, certain days you can just feel it, and I hit a wedge in there close. Didn't make it, but I felt really strong.
There he goes. People's champ.
Yeah, number 3, the whole week was just pick a conservative target and hit to that. We had some wind in, so I think I picked the middle of the green and said if it falls left, great. And I hit a really solid one. It just drifted a little bit left, ended up finishing right on the flag, rolled up there a few feet short, and so that was a bonus to get one in there. So 5 is arguably the easiest hole in the course, and I made a mess of it all week for some reason. I don't know if I made birdie there at all, but 5 iron in, had 60 feet for eagle, and then 3 putted. And that was my first 3 putt of the week, and I was really pissed because I usually never get that deep into a tournament without 3-putting. So was a little pissed, made par, whatever, no damage, and then we go to 6.
Stay positive, brother. Stay positive. Don't beat yourself up. 3 is a good score in golf, my friend. 3 is a good score in golf.
And Gareth makes a really nice putt for a 2, which on that hole is very rare. It's a really tough hole. So I was feeling a little pressure there. He had just birdied 5, birdied 6, and we were pretty tight there. And then 7, I hit it a little left and have an awkward stance on the upslope of a bunker. I tried to blast one out. I actually got really lucky with where it finished. It finished slightly on the upslope, just off the green. So I had a very easy pitch that I knocked in there to a foot and kind of had no damage. Not that I was concerned, I was still feeling like I was playing well, but that was a little bit of a momentum shift. Yeah, 8, just had gap wedge in and actually hit a little long left, but had a great feeder putt down the hill. As soon as I hit it, I knew it had a chance, and it curled in there on the left side of the hole. But that was huge. I was kind of waiting for one of those to fall for pretty much the whole front 9. Yeah, I only had like 240 in. Didn't want to miss right, so what did I do? I missed right, which was great. I tried to hit a big sweeping 4-iron and just left it out on like the downslope backside of a bunker to a short-sided pin. I was really frustrated, honestly. I was like, I did not deserve this. But I just was like, okay, I'll take my medicine, play out to the right side, and give myself a 40-footer for birdie. So I had to do that. And then I think Gareth actually 3-putted, and so I got out of there, both making par and no damage.
He made solid pars to start the back 9, but is going to need to finish strong and avoid mistakes to close this out.
Yeah, 13, hit a nice wedge in there and made a 10-footer or so.
14 to me looked like the toughest hole in the course. The fairway bottles, it has a principal's nose and a treacherous green. If this wedge from the rough doesn't go the right number, it's probably going to be a bogey. He hit a perfect wedge, made par, and kept rolling.
I didn't check where I stood. I just was like, I'm playing well and I don't want to look where I sit because I don't want to add more stress or pressure to myself. I felt like if I got to 12 under, I would be in a really good spot on the leaderboard. So I was there standing on 17T and I was just like, all right, let's play something conservative. Let's do hit a little knockdown 7-iron in there. Not get aggressive, not get crazy, and I just like slammed it. It just sailed through the wind, over the flag, into that back bunker, and was in a really short-sided spot.
He's got one final test. Closing out a golf tournament is never easy. A good bunker shot here, and it's all but over.
I almost wish I knew where I stood at that point, where I could have been like, all right, we'll just, play a more conservative bunker shot down to the middle of the green and take your 2-putt. But I didn't, and I was short-sighted, and I was like, all right, let's hit just a nice high, soft spinner, and I hit it perfectly. It couldn't have hit a better bunker shot. That was a huge sigh of relief. It actually, after it landed, it hit a little leaf that took speed off the ball too. So when it hit that, I was like, it's my day. and made the 2-footer to save par, stay bogey free. And by that point, I was like, all right, we're in a good spot. I tried not to think too much between 17 green and 18 tee. I was considering looking at the board, and then just said, screw it. Destroyed a drive, truly the best drive I've hit this year. It was just a high seed and went forever. And at that point, I asked Jim, who was caddying for me, he was like, do you know where we stand? And I think he ran over to you and checked like where we were. So then from there, I had 120, 130 yards in, and just wanted to hit it to 10 feet, 20 feet, and not really get too greedy. So after I did that, and then walking up, I was just trying to take it all in, and a lot of people were there behind the green. My family was all there, and it was very cool. I really wish I made the last putt, because my reaction after I finished, I wanted to give like, a fist pump or yell like, come on, or like something, like to get some energy out, but I didn't, and I like rolled the last one in and shook Jim's hand, and like that was it. But just to have my family come and greet me, and like my girlfriend was there, and all you guys like after the 18th green was a really, really cool experience. I always struggle in the moment to really soak things in. Like now after the fact, I've had time to reflect on it. That week after, all I was doing was reflecting, and incredible, incredible moment, and incredible to get the job done with my whole family there. I couldn't have really asked for a better scenario.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce our 77th Azalea champion.
All right, where to begin? Unbelievable week in Charleston. Truly couldn't have asked for a better setup between the party that we hosted, the family that was there, the friends that came along. The team got to see Charleston Muni. I got to play an amazing golf tournament, and I think it was our best trip yet. And we've had some fun ones, but this was probably our best trip yet, and I truly can't wait to do it again.